Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, guys, so we are back with the live stream, and as you guys know that I did this live stream on Monday as well, but because of some technical issues, I was unable to continue my live stream at that time. Along with that, at that time there was Navratri, so that's why a lot of noise was coming from there. So it was very difficult for me to focus on what I wanted to teach, and I thought that it's not fair if I'm not giving proper information about what we are going to do today, because the kind of animation I wanted to show you in this live stream is quite complex, and for some people it might difficult to follow up. Okay, so that's why I have decided to end that live stream. But now we are back with this live stream, and we are going to continue that what we have started on that live stream. Okay, so my plan was to show you some creative way to animate one sentence in After Effects. Okay, so this live stream, in this one, what I did different is that I have already created that animation, so it would be easy for us to take a reference of that animation, and then by following this live stream we are going to try to replicate that. Okay, so first of all I'll show you what we are going to create. But before we start this live stream, I would like if you guys subscribe to this channel, as well as make sure to hit that like button, so we will get more reach and it will be a support. Along with that, you can join my YouTube membership as well. Over there also I'm going to create a new course which is about creative text animation, which gonna consist at least 15 text animations, and I'll drop this those videos on this week. It is going to be starting this week, so I'm also excited for that. Okay, so join Motion Pro membership now, and you'll get access to those videos as well as those project files as well. Okay, so let's me check out some settings over here. Yep, we are going good. Also, if you have any questions related to motion graphics and other stuff, you can drop the comment sections. So now we will try to start our live stream. Let me drink some water, guys. Okay. So before we start to do any animation, I would like to tell you that what we are going to create. And if you want, then you can take some notes as well, because there is going to be a lot of information. For few people, you might know what I'm going to teach just by looking at animations. And for some people, it is going to be a very new. So I will let you know that if you are serious about this kind of animation, I would recommend you to watch this live stream even after it ends, and try to practice it by yourself. Or if you want, then you can take notes as well. Okay, I'll provide the link of this file in the description after we end our live stream. So let's create new composition just for now, and let me tell you what we are going to create. So I have already created this reference over here. Let's show you what I'm going to create. Okay, so this is the animation we are going to create in this. Let's move this on full, and I'll hit play. Then as you guys can see, I'll hit spacebar and you'll get to know what we are going to create over here. So I'll hit spacebar, and this is how we are going to create this one in this animation. So as you guys can see, we are going to create this animation today. And from animation itself, you can see that animation is quite complex, or for some people it might be easy as well. But what I personally thought that it's really necessary to break down this animation. And we are not going to just break down this animation, but we are going to create entire animation from the scratch. So buckle up for the lot of information. Okay, so I'll keep this composition as a reference, and I'll also save this file. And now let's create a new composition by hitting Control N, and we are going to call it as main animation. Width is 1920, height is 180, frame rate is 30, and duration we are going to choose only 1 minute long duration, and background color I'm going to choose black color, and I'll simply hit OK. Then go to choose grid and guide option and simply hit on title selection. Then I have already created what kind of text I want. So let's select this text, hit Ctrl C to copy, and go to the After Effects. This is going to be my main animation comp. So I'm going to create another composition. So hit Control N, and I'm going to press Control V over here to write that text over here. And for the background color, I'm going to choose over here is white color, and simply hit OK and hit OK. Then I'm going to select my text tool, and for the font, you can choose any font you want. I'm going to choose Monstera font. Over here, I'm going to choose Monstera bold version, and I'm going to type motion and sorry, or hit Control V and choose all caps, and I'm going to choose black color for this text, and I'm going to choose complete black version of this font, and select this font and press Control Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Then I'll go to the Align tab, align it horizontally, and then I'm going to choose Align vertically like this. Then we will go to the character menu, and we are going to reduce this scaling a little bit. Okay, or instead of that, let's do not change any scaling over here. Let's select this and press Ctrl Alt Home. Then we are going to animate this with the help of our animate options, and let's choose tracking. Okay, so tracking is basically the alphabetical distance between these words, I mean this alphabet. So let's enable the tracking, and we are going to increase the tracking amount. But before we do that, we need to make sure that in paragraph menu, our text should be at the center text. Okay, then I'm going to create, let's increase this value somewhere up to this over here, and let's create one keyframe. So let's make this proper 100 like that. Okay, then I'm going to select this layer. I'll press S for scaling option, and initially scale I'm going to choose 120. Okay, and create another keyframe. Now along with that, there should be some blurriness for this text. So I'm going to go in my effect and presets panel, and I'm going to search for effect. As you guys know, because it's blur, I always try to use Gaussian blur because it's not that much heavy for your system. So let's apply Gaussian blur, and initial scale should be 50, and I'm going to create one keyframe on blurriness. Now hit U, then zoom in a little bit. I'll go to around 1 second, and I'm going to make all this value 0, one blurriness 0, and scale 100. Okay, so if you check it out, this we will get this kind of animation. Now let's select those keyframes, and we are going to hit F9 to ease in, ease out those keyframes. Okay, so let's hit F9. Then go to the graph editor, right click, and we have to make sure that you are in edit speed graph. Then select this graph by holding shift. I'm going to move this handle over here, select this and move this handle over here. So if you check it out, this we will get something like that. Now if you check it out in our reference, we have this kind of animations. Now as you guys know that we have to create this kind of stuff for each and every word. So let's try to do it. But over here, we will press Ctrl Y to create one solid background as well. So this is my motion text. Now I'll go to the main animation, and I'm going to hit Ctrl 0 to open the project window. And I'm going to bring my motion text over here, basically motion composition. So if you check it out, this we will get this animation. Now this animation is up to 1 second. So I'm going to select this motion, and I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. So select this, hit Ctrl D, and with the help of open square bracket, I'm going to move this over here. So if you check it out, this we will get this. Then again go to 2 seconds, select this, hit Ctrl D, open square bracket, and move this over here. At 3 seconds as well, hit Ctrl D, open square bracket, move this over here, and I'll select create this kind of copies over here. Okay, so if you check it out, this word 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 7 words, so we need 7 layers. So hit Control D and move this one over here as well. Okay, like that. Now if you check it out, this we will get this and this and this. Now I am going to select this second layer and I'll go to the effect and presets panel, and I'm going to search for tint effect to apply and select this tint effect. Tint effect, what it does, it will swap these colors, but whenever you are going to apply tint effect, you need to make sure that your original layer should be in black and white format. Okay, so we are going to apply this tint effect layers and we will simply swap this layer. So as you guys can see, now we have this and this. Then after this alternate layer, I'm going to select this layer over here, again apply tint effect and swap this color, then select this, again apply tint effect and swap this color, then hit Ctrl 0 to open the project window. Now we have this text, we need to create one for graphics, so hit Ctrl C to copy, then select this motion text, motion composition, which is this one. We will go to the project window and we will hit Ctrl D to duplicate in project window, hit enter, and let's press Ctrl V or to apply that text. So let's select this graphic and hit Ctrl C, go over here, select this, let's hit, so we need to select this layer, hit enter and press Ctrl V, go inside this, and over here instead of motion I'm going to select my text tool and I'm going to press Ctrl V to apply that graphics. And then in main animation I'm going to select this second layer, which is this one, and I'll select this graphic, and by holding Alt I'm simply going to replace this. So if you check it out, this first we will get this and then we will get this. Then we need to do this procedure for all of them. Select this turn, hit Ctrl C to copy, select this graphic, hit Ctrl D, or press enter and press Ctrl V to apply that turn text to this composition's name. Double click to open this, select this and hit Ctrl V to paste it. Okay, then go over here, select this third layer, and by holding Alt I'm going to replace it. Okay, like that, and don't forget to save this file. Then we have this imagination word, select this turn, hit Ctrl D, let's delete this, select this, hit enter and press Ctrl V, select this motion text, by holding Alt I'm going to replace it, double click to open this and hit Ctrl V to paste our imagination word over there. Okay, then again select this imagination, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, go over here, copy this into text, select this, hit enter and hit Ctrl V to into, or you can type over here as well. Select this, hit enter or right click or choose rename and type into, sorry for my keyboard guys. Okay, let's go inside this, select this text over here and I'm going to type into, let this selected, select this, okay, Okay, sorry for the inconvenience, guys. My keyboard is not working properly. Then select this motion, and let's select this into. Over here I'm going to change this text to into. Okay, then select this main animation, and by holding alt I'm going to replace it. Okay, like that, and this like this. Then I'm going to select this moving text as well. Select this motion, select this into, and hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and let's press Ctrl V, and by holding alt I'm going to replace it. Double click to open this, and let's type moving. Okay, like that. So if you check it out, this now we are getting this kind of animations. Then all we need to do is remaining this last one. Hit Ctrl C to copy, select this moving, hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and press Ctrl V. Double click to open this and type R. Select this, and by holding alt I'm going to replace it. So as you guys can see, we have created this kind of animations over here, and we will get something like that. Now after this, if you check it out, our reference animation, we have this animations over here like this, like that, and then we have something like this. Okay, so now let's try to create something like that. So let's go to this one over here and go to our last layer, which is this one, and press I over there. Now we have this text over here, and now what we are going to do, we will go inside this art composition over here and hit U and go to the end. Now I want text layer should be separated. So for that, I'm going to select this text layer, hit Ctrl D to duplicate it, and hit U, and we are going to remove all of these keyframes. Okay, and let's select our original text and change the color of this to yellow. Okay, let me drink some water, guys. Also, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. Okay, then I'm going to select this text, and I want each and every alphabet should be on the separated layer. So let's hide this for now, or enable this icon. We want this art A on the separated layer, so I'll delete this art. Then select this A, hit Ctrl D. Let's disable this, and let's call it as R. Select this, hit Ctrl D to duplicate. Select this, and let's change this to. Okay, so we have ART on separated layer. Now what we will do, I'm going to select these layers and change the color of this one to red. Okay, then select this A, press V, and let's try to move this over here. We have to move in such a way that it should be properly aligned with the original text. Then select this R. Let's try to move this over here. Then we will select this T, and then we will try to move this over here. Okay, so now ART are properly on the separated layer. Okay, like that. And because they are properly placed, now change the color of them to black, and with the help of open square bracket I am going to move them over here. So we have this animation. Now at this point, because our new text are appearing, we don't need this arc, so hold alt close square bracket to trim up to this. Okay, so if you check it out this, as you guys can see, we will get this animation certainly. So let's rewind it again. We have this animations over here, like moving, graphics, turn imagination into moving art. Okay, so now whatever is going to happen, it's going to be this art composition. So after this point, we don't need this kind of compositions. So let's select all of this, and by holding alt close square bracket, I'm going to trim them up to this. Okay, then go inside this art composition and let's focus on this one. We don't need this stuff, so let's close all of this. We only need to care about this art composition. Okay, like that. Now let's type our text imagination. So let's select this text. Over here we have this text as well. Hit Control C, and now let's simply Control V to paste it. Then select this text and press Control Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally and then align it vertically. And let's bring this text downwards, and let's change the color of this text over here just for red for now. Okay, this is just for now, and this is also going to be in a yellow color because this is our imaginary layers for now. Okay, like that. Now we need to bring this A to this A, and this R to this R, and this T to this T. Okay, like that. Then let's go somewhere around at this point. Let's select this A, press P for position to create one keyframe and take a gap of 1 second, and press V, and let's move this to over here. Then we need to select this T, press P, create one keyframe, go to 3 seconds, and let's move this T to somewhere around over here. Then select this R, press P, create one keyframe, go to around 4.10 seconds, and let's move this from here to here like that. Okay, so if you check it out this, we will get this, this, and then this. Then go somewhere up to 6.15 frames, and we are going to move this from here to here out of this composition. Then we will select all of these keyframes, and we are going to hit F9 to easy miss those keyframes. Then we will go to the graph editor. We will select this graph. By holding shift, I am going to move one handle over here, and I am going to move one handle over here like that. So if you check it out this animation now, if I make this fit, it will go over here, it will go over here, then it will go over here. But if you see over there in this R, there is some glitch over here. So to fix that, I'm going to select this position keyframe, right click, keyframe interpolation. Instead of auto bezier, I'm going to choose linear and hit OK. So we will get this, and then we will get this. Okay, now when this R is going from this to this end, I want this imagination text should get reveal itself. So for that, what we are going to do, I'm going to simply create one rectangle and change the layer of color of this color to red, and select the shape layer and press V, and let's try to move this somewhere around over here like that. Okay, and with the help of open square bracket, I'm going to move this over here. Hit enter, and let's call this layer as mask. Okay, over here. Now let's select this mask and let's bring this downwards, and I'm going to make it apparent with this R. Then select this imagination text with the help of open square bracket, move this over here and change the color of this one to black. Then select this imagination text, press F4, and we are going to choose alpha mask. So if you check it out this, we will get this kind of revelation. So now we will get this, then we will get this, then we will get this, and then we will get this. Now what I want is that if you check it out in this reference over here, we are getting this stroke animations over here. Okay, if you want, then you can add that as well. So let's try to add this. If you don't want, it's okay. I'll just try to add it over here. Okay, so for that, I'm going to select this same imaginary text and I'll hit Control D. I'll bring this downwards and I'm going to remove this alpha mask. Then I'll try to move this over here. I'll remove this fill and I'm going to add stroke. But if you see, we are getting this kind of stuff. So choose white color and black color for the stroke for this one. So let's select this and let's choose black color for the stroke. Still we are getting something like that. because with the some kind of fonts we will get this kind of error over here. So to fix that, what we can do? Okay, so let's do one thing. We are going to remove this stroke. We don't want anything from here, and we'll choose white color. And now I'm going to select this text, and I'll press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose and move all attributes into the new composition. And now with the help of open square bracket, I'll move that composition over here. I'll go inside this, I'll select this and move this over here like that. You can hit Ctrl K to open the project settings of this one, and I'm going to change this text to red one. And now what I want is that if you see in the over here, we are getting this revealing of this stroke. So let's try to do it. First of all, we need to add stroke over here. So for that, I'm simply right click, layer styles, and I choose stroke. And for the stroke color, I'm going to choose black color. Okay, and stroke width, I'm going to choose 2 pixels only, or you can choose even 1 pixels. Okay, let's go with the 2. 2 looks nice to me. Now I want text animation over here, so let's go inside this, and I'm gonna go in animate menu, and we are going to choose opacity. Then opacity should be 0. Then go to the range selector, create one keyframe at the start, and let's go somewhere around 1.10 frames, and I'm going to make this value 100. Then select those keyframe and we will hit F9. So now if you check it out this, we will get this kind of revealing animation over there. Okay, like this. So now let's see what we will get over here. If you go inside this, we will get first this animation, then we will get this animation. Let's try to move this text somewhere around over here like that. Okay, over there. So as you guys can see, we will get this kind of revealing animation. Now let's hit U to minimize all of that, something like that. And now as this animation goes, I want this text over here, it should be gone because I don't want that extra stroke layer over here. So what I can do over here is that I'm going to what we can do, we will select this mask layer over here, which is this one, and I'm going to use it over here but as a inverse mask. So how we can do that, I'm going to select this mask and I'll hit Ctrl D, and I'm going to bring this downwards, and instead of alpha mask I'm going to choose alpha inverted mask over there like that. And when this is gonna get gone, the stroke is also gone. For example, if you enable this over here, as you guys can see, it's we are seeing over here, but after this we are not seeing anything because we chose alpha inverted mask. It's gonna get gone. Okay, like that. So we don't have that extra stroke to our layers. So if you check it out, our animation from the start, you will get something like this, and then you will get something like that. Okay, so our almost half of the animation is done. Now we need to move towards the next portion. Okay, so let's try to do it. Now if you see over here, after this animation we have this kind of revealing. Again we can choose tint effect over there. So for that, what I'm gonna do, let's go and let's save this file. Hit spacebar. This animation is starting somewhere around at this point over here. After this portion, I'm going to right click new and create one adjustment layer. With the help of open square bracket, I'll move this over here, go to the effect and presets panel, and I'll search for tint effect to apply, and I can swap these colors. Then press S, unlink this. Initially it should be 0, create one keyframe, take a gap of 1 second, and let's make this value 100. Okay, and hit enter. Then select those keyframe and let's hit F9. Then go to the graph editor, select this graph. By holding shift, I'm going to move one handle over here and move one handle over here like that. So if you check it out, this animation now, you will get this, and then we'll get this, then we'll get this. Okay, like that. Now after 14 seconds, let's check it out this and let's see what is happening over here. if you see now, this things are gonna get duplicate itself. So how we can do that? So let's go inside this imagination portion over here. Let's hit spacebar, let's hit save, and at this point we are getting this animation over here. Now let's select this imagination word, which is this one, and I'll hit Ctrl C to copy. Then hit Ctrl N to create another composition, and I'm going to call it as imagination one. Sorry, again this keyboard problem. And this time we are going to call it as 01 and hit OK. Then I'm going to select this text layer, which is this one or this one. Hit Ctrl C to copy, select this and hit Ctrl V to paste it. With the help of open square bracket, move this over here. Hit Ctrl D to duplicate and just remove this tag mat. We don't need anything. Then now if you know that our entire text 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay, so we have 7 words, and if you hit Control key over here, our height is 1080. So let's divide this height by 7 and hit OK, and this is the size we want. Okay, then go to this art over here and hit Control 0 to open the project window. Select this imagination 01 and let's bring this over here. And with the help of open square bracket, I'm going to move this over here. So as this animation is gonna get complete, this animation I want over here. Okay, so hit Control X to cut it out. Go to the main animation, and I want this should be somewhere around over here. Okay, at this point. So hit Control V, and with the help of open square bracket, I'm going to bring this over here. Select this art, and by holding Alt close square bracket, I'm going to trim this. Okay, and press Control Y to create one solid background in our main composition and bring this downwards. Okay, like that over here. Now this adjustment layer is just an extra stuff, so I lock this because we don't need to touch that. And now select this imagination 01, go inside this, and I'm going to press Ctrl Y to create one solid background. Okay, like that. Now what I want is that there should be some duplicate animation that should go from here. So if you see over here, when this thing goes, there is these thing are creating duplicates. So what we can do, I'm gonna go in my main animation comp. Now I'll close all of this. I don't need that. I'm going to select this, hit Control D to duplicate it over here. But before that, hit Control Z. Sorry, hit Control S to save this file. I want to see only this layer, so I'm going to enable this icon so I can see only this, and I'll press Control K to open the project settings of this, and I'm going to change the color of this one to red. Okay, so this is my layer, and make sure to enable this toggle mark, then only we can select this. Now I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate it, and now we will try to animate the position. So let's select this third layer, press P for position to create one keyframe, then go somewhere around, let's say over here, and I'm going to bring this totally at the top. So let's go to the align tab, and we are going to choose align top. Then again hit Control D to duplicate it over here, hit Control D to duplicate it, and if you want to enable this snapping and try to snap it at the bottom, then oops, I have created multiple duplicates. I don't need to create that much duplicates. Sorry for that. Select this, hit U, and let's try to bring this over here. Then hit Control D again, hit U, and let's try to bring this over here. Then hit Control D again, and let's try to bring this over here. Hit Control D, let's try to bring this. Hit Control D, and let's try to bring this. Now if you check it out this, and if you hit U, as you guys can see, we are gonna get something like that. Now there is one problem over here. We need to adjust them one by one. So let's try to do it. Now as you guys can see, this layer is first, then this layer. We need to do the same. We need to select this layer. After that there should be this, and then should be this. Okay, so let's select this, and I'm going to bring them downward over here. let's select this layer and let's bring them over here, and this layer, and let's try to adjust it like that. Okay, so as you guys can see, if I hit spacebar, I'll get something like that. So let's select those layers and hit F9 to easily ease out. Then go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Okay, like that. So if you hit spacebar, we will get something like this. And let's disable all of this as well as this. Okay, so as you guys can see, after this animation, I can get something like this. Okay, but this is very fast. So let's do one thing. Select this, go to the graph editor, and let's select these layers, and let's try to bring this a little bit over here, and this animation should be a little bit over here like that. Okay, over here, or I think it's okay to bring this over here as well. Okay, like that. Now if you go and see our reference, we have first word is motion. So now I'm going to adjust them by their names. So select this motion and hit controls, and let's see which one is at the top. This layer is at the top, so let's select this layer, hit enter over here, and let's press Ctrl V, and let's call this as motion. Okay, then we have this graphic, so select this graphic text, copy, select this second layer, hit enter and press Ctrl V to call it as graphics. Then we have this one, it should name as turn, so let's select this, hit enter, and let's call it as turn. Okay, then we have this imagination, we don't need to change that. We have this into, let's select this layer, which is this one, it should be named as into. Then we have this one, it should call moving, hit enter, and let's call it as moving, and this one as art. Okay, so now we have named all of this in our animation comp. We have to name it in our project window as well. Okay, so let's we need to create multiple duplicates of it. Okay, like that. But before that, what we need to do is that if you see inside that, there is the animation is going over here. So how, what we can do before we change this and duplicating this over here, we need to create some animation inside this image 01. Okay, so this animation I want should get started at this point over here. So let's go inside this. I'm going to select this imagination text, and I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. Then select this second layer, press P for position to create one keyframe, go somewhere around few frame forward, and let's move this out of this composition over here. Then select this text, press P to create one keyframe, go over here, and initially it should be out of this composition. Then select those keyframes and let's hit F9. Go to the graph editor, select this graph by holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. And let's make this fit. So if you see, we will get something like that. Okay. So now if you see over here, we are going to get that animation for all of these layers. Okay, one by one. Now what we need to do is that we need to create some animations for this. So first let's start with this turn. I'll select this image 01 and I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. Hit enter and let's call this layer as turn 02 and hit OK. And by holding Alt, I'm going to replace it with this turn. Double click to open this, and over here this text over here, it should be named as turn. So let's type turn over there, TURN. Okay, and now if you see over here, we are getting this, we'll get this turn animation over here. Then we need this graphic, so select this turn 02, hit Ctrl D, hit enter, and we are going to call it as graphics and hit enter, and by holding Alt replace it. Double click to open this, and over here I am going to call it as okay, like that, and we will get this. Then we have this motion, select this graphics 03, hit Control D, hit enter, and let's call it as motion 04 and hit OK. Select this motion 04 and by holding Alt, I'm going to replace it. Double click to open this, and over here we need to type motion. Okay, and deselect it. Then go over here. So as you guys can see, we got this replaced. Then again hit Control D, hit enter. Let's call it as into, and by holding Alt, I'm going to replace it with this into. Then double click to open this and change this to into. And we have to make sure that we are changing this second text, not this first text. Okay, then we need to create this for moving. Hit enter, type moving, select this moving, and by holding Alt, I'll replace it. Double click to open this and let's type moving. Then go over here, hit and Control D, hit enter, and let's call it as art. Hit OK and select this art, and by holding Alt, I'm going to replace it. Then go inside this, change this to art. Okay, like that. So if you see this now, we are getting this animation, and then we will get this. Now if you see over here, we are getting this animation, and then we need this kind of animation as well, but let's first focus on this portion. So after this animation, we are getting this. Now let's select this and hit U over there, like that. Now after this, when this animation is done, I want this animation again, but in a reversible format. So let's select this, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, select this layers, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, also select this layers, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, select those layers, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, again select those, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and Ctrl C, Ctrl V, select those keyframe, right click, keyframe assistance, and choose time reverse keyframes. So now if you check it out, this we will get this, then we will get this animation like that over here. If you see over here, there is some problem because we need to select these layers, right click, keyframe assistance. Instead of auto bezier, we will choose linear and hit OK. Okay, like that. Okay, now if you see over here, there is some problem with, I think, with this layer. So let's check it out. What is the problem? Let's select this layer over here. I think I chose wrong keyframes over here. So let's delete those keyframe. I'm going to select this keyframe, hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V over here, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, right click, keyframe assistance, time reverse keyframe. Okay, like that. Now let's select those keyframe, go to the graph, graph is okay. Yeah, okay, like that. Now I want this should be one by one, so I'm going to take a gap of few frames. So hit page down button 2 to 3 times. Let's adjust this and move this over here. Again 2 times, move this over here. Again 2 times, move this over here, and try to adjust this one by one. And let's see how does it looks. We'll get something like that. Okay, but if you see over here, few are moving with properly with each other. So let's select this and let's move this one as well over here. Okay, like that. Okay, this looks good to me, like this, and then we will get this returning animation. Now I'm going to select all of this, and I'm going to select this and press Ctrl Shift C to pre-compose, and I'm going to call it as text animation and hit OK. And by holding Alt, open square bracket, I'm going to trim up to this. So hit space bar and let's see, we'll get this animation, then we'll get this animation. Okay, like that. Now I'm going to hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. I'll select the second layer and I'm going to move this over here like that. Okay, and I'm gonna go in my effect and presets panel and I'll search for tint effect and I'll swap this color. So if you check it out, this animation now, first I'll get this over here like that, then I'm gonna get this. Then again I'll hit Control D, select this layer, and I'm going to move this over here. I'm gonna go in my effect and presets panel and I'm going to search for find edge effect and double click to apply. And if you invert this, you will get different results. Again hit Control D, select this and move this over here, and this time I'm going to remove this invert. Okay, so if you check it out, this animation now, we will get this animation, then we will get this, and then we are gonna get something like that. Okay, so if you see over here in our main animation as well, we will get something like that. Now if you go in main animation and somewhere around over here, if you hit N, and now if you check it out, our entire animation, we will have something like this. Then we will have something like that. Then we will get something like this. Okay, and at the end there should be some lighting. So for that I'm going to choose animation composer and go to the pre-composition and choose we are going to choose light effect. So film flicker transition lights, I'm going to select this light. I'll double click to enable this light. Let's bring this at the top, and with the help of open square bracket I'm going to move this over here. Hit Control D, go over here. With the help of open square bracket I'm going to move this over here. Okay, and let's close this. So what will happen, we are gonna get this kind of animation over here. Okay, like that. Over here. So as you guys can see how we have created this kind of animation just with the help of simple tips and tricks over here. Okay, so I'll provide the link of this file in the description. And now we will try to create one extra animation which is going to be in the form of loop as well. Okay, so let's try to create that animation and we will end today's live stream. Okay, so let's create another animation. Let's close all of this. I'm going to close all of this as well. Hit Control N to create another composition, and I'm going to call it as main animation, or simply call it as text over here. So let's call it as text. Hit OK, and we will type our text. So I'm going to select my text. I'm going to type motion over here. So let's type motion. You're free to type whatever text you want. I'm going to select this and I'll press Ctrl Alt Home. Go to the Align tab, align it horizontally, and then align it vertically. Then I'm going to select this text and I'll hit Ctrl D to duplicate it. I'll press P. Inside the position, I'm going to add plus 120, so it will go downwards. Okay, so I need multiple copies that should go downwards. So I'll hit Ctrl D, press P, select this, add plus icon, and let's type plus 20 again. Hit Ctrl D, press P, go over here, and let's type plus 120 again. Again hit Control D, press P, again type plus 120 like that. Again hit Control D, press P, again type plus 120 over here. Okay, so we have created those multiple copies. Now top text, which is this one, I'm going to bring this layer at the top and change the color of this one to yellow, and this is going to be our main text. So let's hide this one up. Now I'm going to select this pen tool, then let's delete this fill, we don't need that fill, and for the stroke I'm going to choose white color and simply hit OK. Then from here to here I'm going to create one stroke and change the stroke weight to 20 pixels, or I think 10 pixels would be nicer. Then select this and press Ctrl Alt Home to align that anchor point to the center, and let's bring this a little bit upward like that. Then in search option, I'm going to search for cap, and instead of light cap, we are going to choose round cap. Then we will get this round caps over here like that. And now I'll go to the add menu and I can add trim path. And if I go to the trim path, I can easily adjust this end value. So let's make this let's keep it as it is and create one keyframe over here. And let's delete this. Now I'm not delete this, but I have closed that. Then I'm going to select my ellipse tool, and for the stroke, or let's for the fill, let's choose black color, and for the stroke, I'm going to choose 10 pixels only. Then by holding shift, I'm going to create one ellipse over here. Then select this and press Ctrl Alt Home. Go to the Align tab, and we are going to choose Align horizontally and Align vertically. Then select this, zoom in, and let's move this a little bit over here. It should touch this portion like that. Then go over here. Let's move this over here. Now go to the ellipse one, ellipse path, and let's create one keyframe at size. Then press P for position to create another keyframe. Okay, then hit U, zoom in a little bit. Let's go to around 1 second, create one keyframe at position. Go to around 1.10 frames to create another keyframe. Then go to the start, and initially by holding shift, I'm going to bring this at the top. Then as it goes downwards, then again it should go upward, so I'm going to bring this a little bit upward again. So if you check it out, this animation, now we'll get this kind of bounciness. Then select those keyframe and we will hit F9. Then go to the graph editor. Okay, zoom in, select this graph. By holding shift, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Select this and move this handle over here, and we'll move this handle over here. So as you guys know, according to this principle, we are gonna get that bouncy animation. Then from this point, let's take a gap of 10 frames, create one keyframe over here, and go to around 3 seconds, and let's move this from here to here. Okay, then go to the start, create one keyframe at size, go over here, and let's make this size 0, and let's bring this position of this properly over here, and select those keyframe, and let's hit F9. So if you check it out, this we will get something like that. Now along with this, I want the stroke should also start to get animated. So select this, hit U, and with the help of open square bracket, move this over here, and let's make this value 0. Go to the end, and let's make this value 100. Select those keyframe, and let's hit F9. So now if you see this animation, we will get something like that. So if you check it out, this animation, now we'll get first this, then we will get this. Now after this, if you know that we have this extra layer over here which is on hide, let's open square bracket and move this over here. Press P for position to create one keyframe. Go to 4 seconds to create another keyframe. Go to the start, and let's bring this totally downwards. Select those keyframe and hit F9. Go to the graph, select this graph. By holding shift, move this handle over here. Okay, like that. Then let's try to bring this downwards. Okay, then I'm going to go in my rectangle tool, and I'll remove the stroke, and for the fill I'm going to choose a red color. Zoom in a little bit, and let's from here to here, let's create one rectangle like that structure, and let's select this and press Ctrl Alt O. Then again I'm going to bring this rectangle over here, and this is going to be my mask, so hit enter, and let's call it as mask over here. Select this, hit I, select this, open square bracket, and move this over here, and let's choose alpha mask. So what will happen, we will get something like that. Then at this point, when this is happening, I'm going to select this layer, which is our stroke layer, which is this one, or I think this one. And now we need to animate the stroke width. So in search option, I'm going to search for stroke width and create one keyframe. And as this animation goes, I'm going to make this value of stroke width 0. Select those keyframe and hit apply. So we will get this animation of stroke width as well. And at this point, which is properly at 4 seconds. Okay. And hit U and hit N over there. Now if you're hitting this fit, and if you check it out, this animation, you will get this animation, but it is not in the form of loop. Okay, so to make it in a form of loop, what we need is some guide layers. So I'm going to press Ctrl R to bring one ruler, and I'm going to bring this guideline somewhere up to this. Okay, like that. Then right click, new, and create one null object. select all of these layers, and I'm going to make it a parent with this null object. Now let's select this null object and press P for position to create one keyframe, then go to around 4 seconds to create another keyframe. Then at this point, I'm going to simply with the help of arrow keys try to bring this downwards in such a way that top of this should touch this line. Okay, so initial and final frame are same, and now if you hit play this animation, you'll get this animation in the form of loop. Then press F4, select all of these layers and enable the motion blur. Okay, and if you check it out this, we will get something like that. Okay, so as you guys can see, with the just help of simple and cool tips and tricks, we can create this kind of animation over here. Okay, like that. Similarly, if you want to follow this technique, there is another technique as well. With the help of that, you can achieve the same kind of results. So let's do one thing. I'm going to select this text layers, or instead of that, hit Control 0. I'm going to select this composition and I'll simply hit Control D over here. Simply double click to open this, and I'm going to delete this null object. Also, I'm going to delete all of these uppermost layers. I don't want this stroke as well, just for now. I'm going to select this. I'll hit Control D. I'll select this bottom layer, press V, and as you guys know that we took a distance of 120 frames, so I'm going to type -120 over here, so it will automatically come at the top. Okay, so now what we can do, I'll bring this at the top. This is just a very simple text animation I'm showing. Basically the distance between each and every one on y-axis is 120 units. Okay, so now what you can do is simply go to the animate and you can choose position, and let's bring this position totally up to this. Then create one keyframe at the start of this range, then go to around 120 or 2 seconds, and let's make this value 100. Then go to the add menu, property and tracking, and let's bring this tracking somewhere up to this and bring this position downwards like that. Okay, and select those keyframe and simply hit F9 to easy miss those keyframe. Okay, then go to the graph, select this graph, simply hold shift hold, move this handle over here and move this handle over here. Okay, like that. If you hit U, you are simply gonna get this kind of animation. Okay, like that. And all you need to do is to create some animation over here. So now let's do one thing. I'm going to select my rectangle tool and I'll create one simple mask over here, and let's press F4, uh, and choose alpha mask. Okay, so as you guys can see, we will get this kind of animation like that, and my animation is ending at 2 seconds, so I'll hit N over there. And again, we just like our previous one, we will right click new and create one null object, select all of them and make it a parent with this null, press F4, and this time I'm going to remove this you know motion blur. Then select this null object, press Ctrl R to bring one ruler and it should touch the top of this text. Press P for position to create one keyframe. Go to around 2 seconds and let's try to bring this over here like that. Okay, over here. If you check it out, this animation, we are gonna get this animation continuously in the form of loop. Then select all of this and press Ctrl Shift C and let's call it as 01 and hit OK. Double click to open this. In the area, simply right click and choose Stream Com to work area. Then go to the main, this text tool, hit O and right click and choose time enable remapping from time. And before this last keyframe, we will create one keyframe. And let's remove this last keyframe. Then alt click on the stopwatch and let's apply loop out expression over there, which is this one, and hit enter and deselect. Okay, so if you check it out, this animation over here, we will get something like that. Then let's select this and hit Control D, press V, and let's try to bring this over here like that. Hit Control D and let's try to bring this over here like that. Then You can select all of them and hit U and try to adjust them alternately like that. So now if you check it out, this animations, you're simply gonna get this animation continuously in the form of loop. And there is another stuff you can do over here is that simply select this, right click, reveal layer in source project, select this 01 and hit Control D to duplicate it. So hit Control D and select this one over here as well as this one, or simply select this middle one and by holding Alt replace it. Go inside this, select all of these layers, go to the character and we are going to choose black color for it, and go to over here, select this, right click, layer styles and choose stroke. Go to the stroke and choose white color for the stroke and hit OK, and let's make this 5. Okay, so if you check it out, this animation will get this animation like that in the form of loop. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have created this 3 animations successfully. If I go to the main animation, we have created this animation first, in which we have created, we have used so many different techniques to create this animation. Okay, like that. And as you guys can see, this animation is in the form of loop. Okay, like it's going to get again and again and again. Then second animation we have created this one, which consists this bouncing ball animation, and we will get this kind of revealing text animation. Then just with the help of these techniques we have created this animation as well, which is kind of a cool. Okay, like that. So that's it for today's live stream. Obviously if you guys have liked this live stream, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also sorry for my misbehave of my keyboard. That's why I have paused my live stream for 2-3 seconds. And if you like this live stream, then please like, share and subscribe. Also if you want to support this channel, simply join Motion Pro membership. I'll upload more and more content over there as well. As I said, in this week we are going to upload some more After Effects creative text animation tutorials on it, and I'll try to upload some more advanced After Effects tutorials over there as well. Okay, so that's it for today's live stream. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit on that like button and subscribe button. So thank you for watching this live stream, guys.